Alright, what's up guys? So, Bodycam Edition has uploaded a video titled Police Step In After Adults Storm School to Confront Student. Yeah, I don't know if that, because I guess maybe it could be a situation where the adults, their kids, is being bullied. I know that like the thing that you want to do is storm that school and drop kick a student for messing with your kid, but yeah, it's like to eliminate yourself from going to jail. I don't think you go to prison over no stuff like that. If anything, it's like, yeah, they'll probably send you to jail. But yeah, it's just to eliminate yourself from getting in trouble. Like there should be other ways of handling the situation. So yeah, it's I just think that with kids though, it's like some kids got to stop with that bullying stuff. It's like all it is just it's bad on your end because it's like, okay, if the kid does something to themselves, like I'm say some like stuff that people, it might be too gut wrenching for them to hear, but yeah, let's say the kid kills themselves because you out here bullying them. Fam, that blood is on your hands. And then if not that, then it's like, okay, what's the one thing that happens a lot with kids that get bullied? They end up coming back up to the school and shooting up the place. Then there's other kids that's dying where it's like, again, that blood is on your hands. So if you are one of those kids that's just out here bullying kids for no reason, I feel like it's not too late to change, but at the same time, it should have never started in the first place. So yeah, it's like, stop if you are. But yeah, you got kids out there where it's like they don't have proper home training, so they display it at whatever school they go to. But anyways, make sure if you guys haven't though, go subscribe to Bodycam Edition for more videos like this. And with that being said,
she was like, "Did you take my nephew's stuff?" And I was like, "Well, what stuff?" And then I looked back again, and then I saw him like...
On June 13th, 2022, officers were dispatched to a school in response to reports of adults aggressively confronting a student during class.
Hey, what's up, man? Nothing, bro. She asked him.
I'm asking them to leave there.
You guys go in on my nephew.
We gotta go.
We got a kid.
We gotta go.
We got a kid.
Yeah, we gotta go.
We got a kid.
It's time to go.
I got a kid. What am I supposed to do? What I'm supposed to just leave?
Yeah, you're supposed to wait outside, man.
Tiffany. 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 Come on,
and it's like, if something is going on, like I just don't like when I hear stuff like that, because there was just some situation recently with these kids messing with another kid, and I guess they said the teachers, like, she would chime in, and then I think they said that the kids stood up for themselves, and it got the victim kid in trouble. And I'm like, fam, there's just at times, yeah, where it's like teachers, they don't really hear students or people when they be talking on that type of stuff. They don't usually listen until their life is in danger or them kids' lives are in danger. And I feel like they're probably even teachers where it's like after the fact, they still don't take that stuff serious. So yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, if a kid is reporting some sort of bullying, or it sounds like in this case, like they stole something from another kid, it's like, you guys got to look into that. Don't do like, oh, well, we can't do nothing. It's like, no, look into that. Do something about it. So just then it's like that weird behavior between kids can just come to an end. But anyway.
It's time to go.
I'm waiting on my son to come.
Yeah, go wait outside. Go wait outside.
Tiffany.
You need to wait outside.
Come on, let's go. Fuck him.
And this is exactly what we'll be waiting on outside.
Hey, listen, bro. So they got a student that they got on camera.
We done. We don't even need you no more. You done.
He's the principal of the
He didn't want to
school.
So what?
Okay,
What
this
he
is his
need?
school.
He need no help.
This is his school.
They got a student that they got on camera stealing his stuff.
And they ain't
Wait,
even done
is
nothing about
this-
it.
Oh wow, this is this is out here in Washington, Federal Way High School. Oh wow. Oh, that's crazy. So a little fact about this school, it was before they did like all the construction to it and stuff, but I did a test here. Yeah, I was a little bit of a slow kid growing up, so there was a time where I had to like do this test at this school. I know this area. Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, that's some crazy stuff, man. Yeah, but yeah, this is a pretty popular school. Like I remember Federal Way back when I was in high school. Federal Way High School, they had like, I don't know if it's still like that, but they had like one of the best football teams in the like city and things, if not the state. But because I think there was a time where they went up. I think they did go up against like a college team one day, and just to test their skills. But I think it was like an exhibition like type game. It wasn't no game that counted towards a record or anything. But yeah, it's I just remember my high school because they were all like happy about that. They was like, oh yeah, we finally beat Federal Way High School. But I'm like, but we haven't won like no championship or that. This is a preseason game. Why are you guys happy about a preseason game? But anyways, wow, that's crazy. I didn't even until I seen that part right there. Wow, that's insane. Yeah, but it's like I've been down this street numerous times. Like Federal Way High School, it's like the best looking high school out in Washington. Like I don't. Well, actually, you know what? No, there is. I think there's another high school. It looked like something from Harry Potter, but it's like yeah, Federal Way High School. It looked like a full blown college. And then that other high school, it's like by the water or something. I think it's a high school, but it looked like something from straight out of Harry Potter. And I was like, yeah, that whole scenery. And I'm like, dang, bruh. I'm like, where was that school at when I was in school? But anyways.
Sure, they're working on it, man.
Yeah, no, listen,
I'm sure they're working on it.
I'm just explaining the problem to you.
Well,
You know,
taking so long.
So like I said,
but if they were working on here having shit back, they got them on camera taking it. I just seen these.
So you thought it would be a good idea to come into the school and confront the kids?
That's exactly. I don't know how they do stuff around here, but that's how we do it.
That's not how we do it.
I'm not from here.
by the time they
Yeah, that's the thing with, because I know people will probably be like wanting to know some more information. Federal Way High School, from what I've heard, it's a pretty rough school. I know I'll never forget the time where me and my friends, we were all at lunch, and there was like videos being passed around through everybody, because it was like, I guess like they said it was a big giant fight that happened at Federal Way High School. And we were like, okay, it couldn't be that bad. It looked like a full-blown prison riot. Like, no, Federal Way High School, if you guys if anybody lives in Washington State and you got kids that either go to Federal Way or you have kids and they might potentially go to Federal Way High School one day, I would definitely reconsider. There are other schools that you could take your kid to, but yeah, I don't know if Federal Way High School is still like that. But yeah, I just remember it was like it looked like a straight up prison riot. Like there was kids fighting everybody, bro. And I was like, yeah, I just remember because I think when I had to go do that test thing, my mom, she didn't want me going up to that school because yeah, it's a pretty crazy school. But since then they might have changed. But anyway,
they get arrested around here.
I mean, he's gonna be left with his stuff, and then what we do from that.
So listen, man, you gotta be patient with the process. Right? I haven't even been brought in the loop on this. They probably just happened, right? So he told you, and you guys are gonna come in and confront the kid?
Nobody told me nothing, bro.
What do you think's gonna happen?
And I didn't confront anything. I came into the school. My sister and them told me, hey, somebody stole.
Did you check in at the main?
Yes, I came.
Where's your visitor badge?
I don't have a visitor pass. I didn't get a chance.
Yeah, it's like that's one thing about us, because even my school was like that. When you go to the school, you have to have like a visiting pass. You can't just walk around the school campus. Because I remember a kid, his brothers had did that. And they just walked in on the school, and there's like, yeah, it's like it was clear as day they were adults. And so the school ended up being in, like we went in lockdown because, yeah, it's like, you have to have a visitor's pass. And I think when they see that, then it's like, oh, okay, cool. Then you are here for some official reason and things, But, yeah, you can't just be walking into school campuses. And it's like, it's been over 10 years since I've been to my school. Actually, did I go there the next year in 2015? Because I feel like I did visit some friends that were like a grade under me and stuff. But if not that, it might have been 2014. I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, it's like I waited until like after school had ended and just stood across the street and yelled for my friends when I seen them and stuff, because I was like, nah, it's like I didn't even want after I graduated, I didn't even want to go back on school campus. I was like, nah, fam. I'm like, I'll wait for you guys on the outside. I don't want to go around that school. There were some teachers where I was like, nah, if I seen them, I'm like, oh hey, but other than that, I'm like, nah, bro, I didn't want to. After I was like, nah, I'm good. But yeah, it's like you do need a like a visiting pass for when you're walking around the school campus. You can't just be walking around doing stuff. And then on top of that, approaching kids on some aggressive behavior, definitely can't do that.
So you guys are not going with the program. You're not getting with the process, man.
You asked me a question, you ain't even let me finish. How you know I ain't going with the program? How you know what
Where's your sticker?
I just explained. You ain't even let me
So
finish.
I just need a man that's
No,
afraid
how
to
did
do
I
his
get in
job.
You just walked in the doors.
The door just locked.
Exactly.
How I get in?
Exactly.
All right then. If you let me explain, then you will know if I went with the process or not. Now
Go
let's
ahead.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Bro, we just waiting on my nephew, man. It's fine.
Those ball line shit. How we get in the doors locked? They let us in.
I ain't going with
Clearly.
the process because I ain't got a visitor pass. So
How we get in? The doors locked. They let us in.
It's fine to me. It's cool.
So your nephew goes to the school. Are you guys on his emergency contact?
I'm his mama.
Okay.
Ain't no emergency contact. I'm his mama.
Okay. This is your nephew right here.
Yes.
So what are you waiting for?
I'm my son.
Okay.
I cannot have
I'm
you.
not talking to you. Shut the fuck up talking to
No,
me.
you're on my
Come
school
on,
property.
fool.
You are not allowed to come here and go into a classroom.
None of that shit.
Well, I do care.
So they're heading in the right direction now, I guess. But yeah, they wanted to confront a student about a theft that occurred, and yeah, got really upset. Not going through the correct process. What's that?
You stay here and we'll
Let him go. Yeah, let him go.
I figured this part we're gonna walk by in the road and I'll take the call again.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Look, bitch ass did it on camera. And they still ain't even done took camera.
What's her name?
We'll look it up. So what happened, as I understand it, he had something stolen from him. In the process of looking for it, the student called the family. Family then comes to the main office, and then they say, I know where is he? I know where he is. They run down or walk quickly down to the classroom, inside the classroom,
They went into the classroom.
inside the actual classroom, and then yell at the kid sitting there while class is in session with 30 other kids. Where the fuck's
Yeah,
my
that's bad on their part. I'm like, if anything's, I'm like, no. So I guess, like, if I'm in a situation like that where my kid calls me up and they're all like, hey, there's a kid that I know of that stole my stuff, where it's like, I'm saying, like, I know who, like, what kid did it. I'm like, yeah, I'll go up to that school, and I'm like, I tell the principal or whoever, I'm like, hey, look, there's a kid who goes by this name. They stole my kid's stuff. You guys gonna have to do something, because I'm like, it's one of those things where it's like, that can't be an ongoing, like, thing, you know, where it's like kids are just out here getting their stuff stolen, because, yeah, that's a thing. I'm like, that's just something where it's like, you know, on the kid, it's like, you gotta make sure of it, like, because that's something that I always made sure that I did. And I wish I would have known of like Adidas pants when I was in school, because they got zip up pockets. So yeah, it's like at times, yeah, you know, kid, you know, you could be running down the hallway, or sitting off up in the bleachers, something falls out your pocket, wallet, phone, and then yeah, then it ends up being a situation where your stuff is lost, or it and then just even with like PE, it's like, yeah, because that was one thing that was like you always had to worry about, was putting your stuff in the locker. Yeah, and it's like we all had locks and things, but still, it's like kids could like easily crack that lock and then go and just take your stuff and things. And so I don't know how many times like kids, it didn't even matter. It would be like, fam, it would be like big old giant Samoan kids getting their stuff stolen. It'd be like nobody was safe from their stuff getting stolen. So yeah, it's like that was like a constant thing. But I'm trying to think. I think I always had my stuff on me, because I always had like shorts with pockets. I just remember in middle school we had like PE uniforms, so they didn't have no pockets on it and stuff. So yeah, we had no choice but to leave our stuff in there. And there was a time I remember my PE uniform, my uniform had got stolen. And so yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's, you know, you just got kids out there where it's like, fam, do some, I know it's like, yeah, you might be too young to get a job, but do some sort of work to where you can make money and get whatever it is that you're trying to get, rather than stealing from people.
Where is this? And I had to yell at them to leave. You're not allowed to come to the classroom. Where are you going? And I was yelling at them down the hall, and so was I. You do not have permission to come into this school, into that room. I do it what I want. This is how I do it. So the woman.
Are those doors normally locked, or are they open all the time?
They normally are locked, but she was allowed to be in the office, not allowed to be in a classroom.
Right.
Oh, there
She just stormed out.
the dude?
So she stormed it out.
Is that dad right there? That you were talking about?
No, that's uncle or something.
Okay.
He kept saying my nephew, so I don't know.
But not
What
allowed to
relationship
be
is.
not allowed to be in the classroom. So stormed in the
That's
classroom.
uncle right there. That's coming towards us right there. He's one of the guys. There's like 4 of them.
So what is the process for trespassing?
I think right now it's a trespass.
That actually has.
I have to contact central office, but they're not allowed back in.
Okay.
So-
if they do give you the green light, I'll gladly go find them because it should be easy to find out who she is. So.
Yeah.
We walked him off. They couldn't make a circle. I think 3 of them got into a car. He was talking to somebody out there.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's like they should know that you can't do no stuff. You can't storm off up in no classroom yelling at no student. It's like, yeah, I get that they stole something from your kid, and yeah, that's just something that you can't do. It's like I get it. You're upset and you want to overall, like, I guess, put fear in that kid's eyes to let them know it's like you can't be doing stuff like that to people. But yeah, still, it's just one of those things where it's like you can't you can't just be up in there storming no classrooms and stuff, because it's like, yeah, it's that very well could have started a lockdown, and then then it's like you got cops. I don't know if they would, but it's like you could have very well had some cops drawing weapons on you rather than telling you to leave. So it could have been a pretty bad situation. But again, with Federal Way High School, I think they've seen a lot of stuff to where it's like, yeah, that mom, that was just a highlight. That wasn't like one of the biggest or craziest things that happened. I feel like something like that, if that would have happened at my school, they probably would have opened up a thing, getting ready to hit the lockdown button. But other than that, it's like, I think with Federal Way, there's like, Federal Way High School, they're like, we ain't going to we ain't gonna trip about that. It's just a mom yelling. We've seen worse.
Go back in the car. No, there's somebody else out there. So is he supposed to be here or no? The uncle? Is he? I don't know.
Yeah, does he have a child here, or is he just
He's just an uncle. I'm not aware that he is on a card or anything. I don't even know who the kid is.
Yeah.
I just got called and they're coming to the family.
He's parked down there, or if he comes up here. He's
Yeah,
not going to
there's
school.
there's
Okay.
a vehicle. No, he's not.
I'm just telling him.
Do you have a child that goes to the school, man?
Just picked him up. He's my car.
You do have a child that goes to the school?
I got 2 nephews there.
Yes. Are you on the emergency contact for them?
I don't know. Maybe possibly.
Okay, let me look them up real quick.
You want to get my car though? That's what
No, hang out, dude. What's your nephew's name? You want to go get his plate real quick? My car's...
The police gathered all necessary information before proceeding to interview the victim.
So we had already been kind of discussing what happened about how you were confronted by these adults in class. Yep. Can you kind of give us the backstory about what led up to that?
So I came outside, approached my friends, and we were just talking and playing around. And then I saw a backpack, 2 backpacks on the floor, and the top one had phone and a wallet on the side of it. It's pretty clear that you can see, like, anybody can steal that.
Was it like a side pocket or like one of those
like,
mesh
this
pockets?
Side pocket is just like this.
Okay.
Yeah, you can clearly see it.
Why were you taking notice of this backpack with the phone and wallet in it?
No, because it was just on the floor, and then I accidentally saw it.
Okay.
And then and we were like just and then my friend and me and Cyrus moved all the way to the back because we saw some other friends have like football.
Oh, okay.
So we approached them to play football.
Was this during lunchtime?
Yeah, during lunchtime, during second lunch.
Second lunch. Okay.
And then I moved away, and then I don't know what happened after that. And so as I was sitting in the class, somebody angrily knocks on the door really hard.
So can we go back for a second back? So you noticed this backpack with a phone and a wallet in it. Mm-hmm. Was your backpack next to that backpack?
No.
Did you have your backpack on you?
Yeah, it was on me.
Okay, so you're wearing it while you're playing around at second lunch, playing football and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So you just happened to notice.
Yeah, I just happened to notice it was on the ground. It was like pretty close to me.
But did you
pretty close
touch?
to us.
Did you touch that bag
No, I
or
never
move
touched
it or
that
anything
bag.
like that?
No, I never touched that bag.
You were just kind of close to it and you noticed it.
Yeah, I noticed it because like it was on the floor, like 2 backlights on the floor, like anybody
Okay.
can notice that.
You never made contact with it.
No, I never made contact with that.
Okay, so you walked over to a different area to
Yeah.
see some other guys, and then you went to class.
Yes.
What class did you go to?
I went to 8th period, which the incident happened.
Yeah.
8th period? They done added another period to schools? That's crazy. I remember it was like 7, and then they got rid of it, and I think they made it to where it was like 5 or 6 or something like that. They added 3 more periods to it? Nah, bro. I'm like, schoolers are tripping nowadays. I'm like, that is wild. I'm like, man, I'm telling you, I'm like, that's just crazy for it. Like, what are they teaching for the next period? Because I remember, so it would be like, I think it was like 7 periods plus like an advisory class where you just be sitting around doing nothing and stuff. Then it's like, oh, so you get like 8 periods and then you get an advisory class. That's crazy. I'm like, either school is going by fast or it's like 8 periods in one day. I'm like, nah, bruh.
So
That's
where
wild.
who's the teacher of that class?
Miss O'Brien?
Okay. Do you know the classroom number?
No.
Okay, that's all right. Miss O'Brien's class.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as I was sitting in the class around 1 p.m., 1:10 p.m. to 1:30 or 40 p.m., as I was sitting in the class, somebody angrily knocks on the door really hard, and I didn't even like pay attention to it. I was just talking to my buddy and sitting in the classroom.
Yeah.
And then somebody approached me from behind and tapped on me, and another man goes around and stands in front of me, and there was a female behind me, and there was this student behind or next to the female.
Okay.
And
Did you recognize that student?
Yes, I did.
Who is that student?
His first name is Joe, but I don't know his last name.
Okay, and you guys are
Yeah,
friends.
like I know him because he's like in my classroom, in that classroom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's in Miss O'Brien's class with you? So who tapped you on the shoulder then? Was it the
The
student?
female who was behind me
The
tapped me
female.
on the shoulder like 3 times really hardly, and then
She was an adult?
yeah, she was an adult. There was 2 adults and 1 student,
Okay.
and they came up to me, like, shouted at me, like confronting me about stealing another student's stuff, like personal belongings, and as they were walking out, they threatened the students and especially me of like knocking you out or like physically hurting you. And yeah, that's pretty much what happened. And then they accused me of like stealing other people's stuff, like
Okay.
his stuff. And
How did you take this? Were you just like sitting there, like, did you say
yeah, it
anything?
happened pretty quickly.
Okay.
They just came in, they were like this, and then, did you take my, like, she was like, did you take my nephew's stuff? And I was like, well, what stuff? And then I looked back again, and then I saw him, like Joel, right?
Yeah.
And he was like quiet there, and I was like, oh, so that's her nephew. And I was like, no, I didn't take his stuff.
Okay.
I said that. And then as the principal and the vice principal came in and then, like, you know, escort them out.
Okay.
And as she was walking out, she was threatening the students and especially me.
What did she say specifically?
Specifically, she said, I will knock anybody out who took my nephew's stuff.
Okay.
Can't be doing stuff like that. Even like, yeah, even if let's say he did take the stuff, it's like he's still a minor. So it's like even you tapping him on his shoulder, it's like the parents can like look at that and be like, you know, you put hands on my kid, even if it is a little shoulder tap and stuff. Yeah, it's just things like that where I'm like, there's other ways of handling it. So yeah, I find that, you know, insane on the, because I know people probably will be wondering like who's in the wrong here, him or the mom and the uncles. I'm like, yeah, it's like you can't show up to the school intimidating kids. So I would say it's the mom and the uncle's issue in this. But I mean, if he did steal some stuff, I'm like, all right, this should be a lesson learned. Don't just be out here, yeah, you noticing bags and things. I'm like, my thing is this. Throughout my life, I've seen a lot of different stuff out of the ordinary. I'm like, if it ain't bothering me, I'm not gonna be around it, you know, so I ain't gonna be looking at it. I ain't gonna be seeing what's in. Nah, I'm like, there's been times where I've seen people drop like wads of cash, and I'm like, that ain't mine. I want no parts of it. I'm like, I got my own money. I got my own things to be worried about. They ain't got nothing to do. I'll never forget. I remember I was at the bus stop, and this guy, there was like a wad of cash that fell out of this dude's pocket. And the guy I was walking by, he points at it and he's looking at me. I'm like, that ain't my money. I'm like, I don't want no parts of that. I'm like, no, I'm like, that is not mine. I'm like, you ain't gonna mess around and add 100 years of bad luck to me and my bloodline. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm like, that ain't mine. So I allowed that money to stay where it was at. But then the guy, he did come running back and get his money and things. But yeah, I was like, nah, bro, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm like, no. I'm like, that ain't mine. I ain't touching it. So anyways, I'm like, nah, man. It's like one of them like football things, you know, where it's like, you know, the ball, like when it be like the fourth down and then they kick the ball and then they be wanting the player of the opposite team or the receiving team to touch the ball. I'm like, that it was like that because I think there was a video that just went viral where they were trying to push this player into the football, and I'm like, that would have been me with that money. I'm like, nah, I'm not touching that money. That's not mine. All right, so my mama done raised me better, and I ain't touching that money.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
She said, I'll knock anybody out who takes my nephew's stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you feel concerned, like they were really going to carry out that threat?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was concerned that they would carry out that threat.
Yeah. Did that male say anything to you?
No, the male stood quiet in front of me as the female shouts. But as they were walking out, the male said something about him. I don't know what he said.
Mm-hmm. And you didn't see them again once they were escorted out of the classroom?
Yes.
Okay. Have you spoken with your parents about what happened?
No, I haven't speak with my parents. The
Okay.
district tried to call, but they didn't pick up the phone. But I can call right now.
Yeah, we could try again. Try to call him.
He's probably a good kid too. That's why his parents didn't pick up the phone. They were probably all like, "No, that has to be a mistake. My kid don't be off up in no school cutting up." I'm like, how they look? They're so like, yeah, I know that has to be a wrong number thing, and I know they ain't calling from because of my kid. I'm like, no, has to be another kid or something. I'm like, with you know, it's like maybe they thought it was my kid, but it turned out to be another kid. But there's like they ain't calling for my kid. My kid don't be getting in trouble like that. But anyway,
Beck, that's pretty much all the questions I have. Obviously, don't talk about this, you know, because there might be some rumors floating around, and it's kind of a ongoing investigation. So, do me a favor and just don't spread any more rumors about what happened. Okay, we're working on it. The school is working on it as well, but obviously, we can't have parents coming in confronting kids like that. That's just dangerous. And would you be willing to testify in court to the contents of this statement, if necessary?
Yes.
The student's parents chose to press charges against the woman, who was subsequently charged with harassment and making threats. Share your thoughts below and remember to like and subscribe for more videos.
Can't be doing that. I'm like, that it's people be thinking along the lines like, oh, okay, like I ain't do anything wrong, like, oh, I didn't hurt the kid or anything. So I'm like, yeah, but you walked in that classroom. Even my thing is this, even if it was just your hair brushed up against the kid, that kid remembers that, and he's gonna obviously, you know, tell his parents. They gonna be like, hey, I don't care if it was a little strand of hair that touched you. That person, well, I don't think that would fall in that category of laying hands, but they came in contact with you, so it's like they can't be doing that. And then yeah, that's how that you know, how she gets in trouble doing that type of stuff. But yeah, man, you know, that's just one of those things where it's like, just when I was in school, you hear about it all the time. Yeah, just like kids, like they getting their stuff stolen. I ain't never heard nothing like that before, where it's like, see, that's what I'm saying. It's like my school, for the most part, it was a pretty quiet school. Like I had to say there's maybe a couple of times when some stuff went down, but other than that, it was like, for the most part, it was a pretty quiet school, but we never had to worry about nobody's, parents storming the school and things. And so, yeah, that's just something where it's like, yeah, they know that stuff like that is out the ordinary. You can't be doing things like that. So yeah, she that woman, she brought down herself. So it's like whatever ends up happening, I'm like, and it very well could have been a situation where it's all like, just to eliminate you from ever coming back up to this school, we're gonna also expel your kid. So now it's like your kid's out of an education. It's like, I don't know if the school would do something like that, but I'm just saying it's just one of those things where it's like, you gotta be extremely careful with how you handle situations, and how you handled that situation, that ain't the way. All right, so anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Make sure if you guys haven't, go subscribe to Body Cam Edition for more videos like this. Like, subscribe to me too, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.